This is a Wikstrand. In the 1980s, Eddie Murphy was on top of the world. But as the 90s had, turned into the mid to later 90s, Eddie Murphy was kind of a lost soul. His movies didn't make any money, and he was a failure at the box office, and he was seen as a has-been, a relic from the 1980s. And A Vampire in Brooklyn was probably the lowest point of his career. And then came the Nutty Professor. And he was able to rebuild himself again and, became, I wouldn't say a mega star again, but he became a bigger star than he would have been the years before the release of this movie. Was this movie good? Most people say yes. I say no! Let's find out why, shall we? This is the Nutty Professor. Clump, played by Eddie Murphy, is a professor that specializes in weight loss issues and stuff like that, and he is a man of a larger perception, you could say, especially his girthy frame. But he kind of want to take out Jada Pinkett Smith for some dinner and stuff like that, and he gets taken to Fat Shaming City by Dave Chappelle in an early role as Reggie, a stand-up comedian who absolutely vocally eviscerates him, and this makes him, go a bit, oh my god, I'm so fat and I'm such a loser and such a miserable fuck. Anyway, he tries the experiment on himself, and then he turns into Buddy Love, a non-fat suit wearing version of Eddie Murphy that is the opposite of what he is. He's basically a charming jerk who is everything that Sherman is not, and in the rematch he absolutely murders Reggie, and he's charming everybody, and especially Jada Pinkett Smith. And is it just me, or was he a graduate in this movie too? I mean, the rather creepy original, with Jerry Lewis, it was basically, I'm gonna nail my own student kind of a situation, but I guess here she's a graduate from some other place, or she has graduated, because I thought that, she was a teacher or something like that. It's the Mandela effect all over again. But nevertheless, the effect wears off, and, he goes back to Sherman. And the fact is that, switching back and forth, this is basically Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but, with Sherman and Buddy. But the fact is this actually dangerous for him? Because, the long-term effects of using this serum actually, might be dangerous to him and to others. So who will find love? Will it be Sherman, or will it be Buddy? We shall see. This movie has a lot of problems. My biggest problem is that I fucking hate Sherman. In order to make this, a kind-hearted shy guy, you went too far. You went too far with him. And I hate him when he's not funny. Nothing he does is funny. The only scenes in this movie that truly works is when he becomes Buddy Love, because the charming jerk side, aka Eddie Murphy, without any hinges whatsoever. He's totally unhinged and is so over the top that you after a while get a little sick of Buddy Love, which is another problem that this movie is saddled with. This is a no-win situation. Either you have the sequences with Buddy Love that you will grow tired of eventually and wants just to end, but then you're realizing, oh no, we're gonna go back to Sherman, who I absolutely hate. There is no win in this situation. But another problem that this movie is saddled with is of course the fact that Eddie Murphy couldn't leave well enough alone. So he has to play his entire family, his grandma and his brother and his cousin and his father and his everybody, and you just want these sequences to end. Shut up, you fucking fat assholes, is what you're thinking. And these scenes just go on and on and on and on, and you just get more and more and more annoyed by it. And this movie is just such a big pile of cliches. It ends exactly where you think it's going to do, and the one thing this movie really got praised for on its release was the special effects. I thought 25 years ago, when this movie was released, that the special effects were okay. Because, you know, when Buddy Love transitions into Sherman, you know, he gets the big feet and the big lips and, you know, stuff like that, because he's going back one part at a time to, you know, being Sherman again. And whenever that happened, I always knew, oh shit, we're gonna have more Sherman now, I guess. But I didn't think that the transition sequences looked good. I didn't think that the CGI looked very good. In '96, can you imagine how almost decent effects from 1996 look today? It does not look good. It has not aged well. This is a very annoying movie with few redeeming qualities, very few laughs, and has also aged terribly in the technical aspect of the whole thing. There are sequences in this movie that is very funny, and there are, you know, jokes in this movie that really land smack bang in the middle. I think that is mostly due to the fact that those sequences feels natural, and it feels like Eddie Murphy has improvised a lot of them. But the rest of the movie can go suck a fat one. And not just Sherman. The Nutty Professor is not as terribly gross as its predecessor with Jerry Lewis, and comparing it one to the terrible, awful, woeful sequel from 2000, the movie feels like Life of Brian, basically. I'm giving this movie 23 points. That is some generous points there, because there are moments in this movie where I just wanted this movie to end. The movie is also too long. Maybe with an R rating we could have fixed some of the problems, but they are playing everything just too damn safe. So which one do you like? The original? This one? Or the horrible sequel from 2000? I'll see you next time from, well, so-and-so reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.